album number 1 is a record that we've been working on for 5 years now. It's called Kill the Messenger, Keep the Message, and we're finally dusting off the whatever collects on old records when they're not being used. And so yeah, it's a collection of songs, 12 tracks, and I've just been laying down vocals, couple guitar tracks. I've got this guy, Mr. Fantastical, who's a pretty awesome guitar player, but he really doesn't have much of a personality. He's going to be recording on it as well, or actually has. The other thing I'm doing is called Spring Cleaning, but the whole title is Spring Cleaning, Cut, Clean, Scab, Scar, Remind, Rewind, Repeat. And yeah, that's kind of a collection of songs from the past as well as songs that we really like, but they never really found their way on a record. Actually, I'll give you the short version of Before Braille had some issues, to put it politely. Some members of the band don't exist in the band anymore. They exist elsewhere. And so I decided, you know what, I'm leaving. I took off to Korea for 6 months, taught English there. Then I had about 4 months in Southeast Asia to travel around, enjoy life. So I came back from that and decided it's time to get back to work. So that's when we dusted off the accumulative everything that was sitting on top of the reels and the tapes, and here I am again. So touring could happen, touring could not happen. It all depends on if people like the records. If they hate them, probably will not happen. But this might be leading into the next question, or this might actually confuse things. But I have another band called Art for Starters. That's a record that I will most definitely be touring on. And I wrote all the songs, recorded all the songs, did it all on my own. I was tired of dealing with people Before Braille. Decided it's time to do stuff on my own. And so then I only have one person to blame when things go wrong. So I blame myself for everything that went wrong in that record. But I think could be pretty awesome. I find that more people are kind of interested in Art for Starters right now because they want to see, I don't know if it's an evolution or if they just want to see if I'm going to fall on my face, or if they just want to see if they like this new thing or whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of that way with bands I like too. So if a band starts another project, I'm probably more interested in that until I realize it actually sucks. So so until people realize that Art for Starters sucks, I think they're going to really be focused on that. But I have actually got more and more emails or whatever to interested in what's going on with these Before Braille recordings, because these recordings are kind of infamous in a way, because a lot of people, we would tell a lot of people about this record, it's going to be our best record ever. It's a little bit like you take cattle punching on a jackrabbit and the rumor, it somehow just kind of fits right in the middle. Paul Simon and Garfunkel, just I always felt that my voice was lacking, like just kind of enough that could, I don't know, like when I hear a voice that I really like, it just has something. And maybe it's just everybody maybe doesn't like their own voice, but for me I felt like mine needed harmonies to be, I don't know, different, better than what it would be without them. I don't know. But so I'd always draw on all the Simon & Garfunkel records, which have, you know, arguably the best harmonies that exist. That being said, I don't like the Beach Boys, even though they supposedly have great harmonies. I just can't handle things about surfboards and cars and girls. Not so into that. So, but yeah, everybody who likes Brian Wilson is probably valid in their claim that he's great, but it never touched me. But anyway. So yeah, that was mine. I know that some of the other guys in the bands, as well as myself, really liked Led Zeppelin. And that being said, anything that we probably did, I think for sounds and for tones, if we recorded the records exactly the way we wanted, would be the guitars would sound like Led Zeppelin guitars, and the drums would sound like, you know, John Bonham drums and everything. So I think, you know, no matter what our influences might be, I mean, there was a time I was really into cursive or whatever. What we might be into at this particular time of interest, our real true influences and the things that would draw inspiration from would be more stuff that would be written in the 60s, you know, classic rock stuff. Probably 3 bands. Band number 1 would probably be Fugazi. Band number 2 would be Pearl Jam. And band number 3 would be, it's more of a person, it'd be Mr. Fantastical. Yeah. We've played with a number of bands that I've always wanted to play with already, so but bands that I really wanted to play with that I haven't played with. And you know, and I guess but that's the thing too, is I would want to play music in a time where I felt like it was really striking people. I don't know, I feel like, I mean, I like Before Braille, you know, I like the music. I probably like it more than most things that I listen to, but I don't feel like it's, you know, causing a stir like things might have caused, you know, when they were first playing with electric guitars. Or, you know, it's like, if you imagine like the big rock stadium, arena rock, even like before Pearl Jam and all that kind of stuff, even though that was a good time for being in a rock band, but like with Led Zeppelin and all that kind of stuff, if I could play at that time, I was probably more interested in something like that rather than who I was playing with. Or if you want to go to the 80s, like mid to late 80s, with things going on in DC, or late 80s, you know, with Fugazi, I mean, how fun would that be? How exciting would that have been? So I think more about time than about what particular band. I mean, people really just freaking out about music. They just beyond, you know, beyond themselves. Two albums, Kill the Messenger, Keep the Message, which, if I have the guts to do it, or more if I have the willingness to have people hate me to do it, will have a really cool message inside. So Kill the Messenger, Keep the Message is actually the time that's actually a good point. The time that it's coming out now is perfect timing, because I feel like this record needed the history of Before Braille and the demise of a few of the members to really reach what it was going to be. This message will be in there, and it will clarify a lot of things in regard to Before Braille, and you'll be able to take the album for its exact title: Kill the Messenger, Hot and Ready, Keep the Message, keep the record, enjoy the record, and you can just lay it all on me, because with the hindsight that I have now, you know, the lyrical content is fitting perfectly. It's just kind of awesome. This is kind of awesome and a really personal thing. But yeah, and then Spring Cleaning is the other thing. And Spring Cleaning is going to be for the Before Braille fan, like, I don't know, or a friend or whatever. People who were there from the beginning, you know what I mean? Like with the 5-speed Before Braille Anderson split. It's going to be their record, because it's re-recordings of some of those really old songs that didn't get proper recordings, and then some really great songs, I think, stuff that I enjoyed at least, that never made it on a record. It just didn't fit. So stuff that we played live is now going to be in pill form per disc.